Today on Geek Devotions, we're answering the question of how to not become a poisoned dragon and also how to help others avoid this as well. Hello and welcome to Geek Devotions, the show from devoted geeks who are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. I'm Celeste and this is Kung Fu February, guys! We're so excited about getting to watch all of these martial arts movies and talk to you about them. Before we get into that, don't forget to check out our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, website, the Twitch, all the things, especially the website. Also, don't forget that we have a podcast, Comm Talk, that comes out mostly every Sunday. We're getting better. Also, you can find a sweet shirt like this to celebrate Kung Fu February on our website and our store. Today we're taking a look at Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And this is a fascinating movie. I've never seen this movie before, so it's really interesting to me, just the different martial arts, the different storylines. It's kind of a slow movie, but it's also really intricate, so you have to really pay attention to follow along with everything. In the movie, you meet this young woman who is an aristocrat. Not an aristocrat, that's not a thing.
Everybody
wants to be a cat. Okay, in this movie, you meet a young woman who is an aristocrat, and she's getting married to a young man. It's all very proper, but she secretly is very good at martial arts, and a very specific style of martial arts. And she's actually surpassed her master, who never really mastered that martial art. She, in the midst of the movie, steals a sword, and she steals the sword from a man who happens to be a master in that style of martial arts. And she steals it just for the fun of it, and they end up, she brings it back. I don't remember if it was that she felt guilty or if she was just convinced that they would figure out it was her. But she brought it back and she meets up with this man and they have a fight, and he realizes just how good that she is. And so after she leaves and escapes, he lets her escape. He's sitting there thinking about it, and another lady who is his love interest comes into the garden where he's practicing and thinking, and she goes, why is this bothering you so much? And he says, I think I need her to take her to train. And she goes, but it's none of your business. Now, obviously all of this is paraphrased. And he goes, yes, but if I don't, I'm scared she'll become a poisoned dragon. Now, I had to look up the phrasing poisoned dragon because I wanted to make sure that I understood that correctly. A poisoned dragon is a student who has great potential but falls into the traps of the ego, becoming arrogant and full of doubt towards their teacher. The student is a dragon because of their innate abilities for martial and spiritual skill. Now, we all have the ability to become a poisoned dragon. We all have the ability to go, I know, I got this, I know this, and use it to become arrogant, use it to become prideful. We all have that, and there's ways to avoid this. We've talked about this before on Geek Devotions. We've talked about discipleship, but within the context of not becoming a poisoned dragon, it really brings on a different aspect. We see a great example of this all throughout the New Testament. I don't have a specific verse because it's just scattered throughout the New Testament, through the letters of Paul and through Acts. The relationship of Paul and Timothy. Paul took Timothy under his wing because he felt a kinship to him. They both had Jewish mothers and Roman fathers. But he really helped guide Timothy. And really, it helped Paul too. Timothy could have become very prideful. Paul could have become very prideful. But because of the two of them together, the two of them having that relationship of mentor and mentee, it kept them both in a state of humbleness. Now, maybe you're saying, Celeste, I've been doing this a while. I don't need discipleship. I don't need someone to tell me how to do things. But maybe you need an accountability partner. Maybe you need somebody who can look into your life and go, you sure you should be doing that? We're not perfect. We're not perfect by any means. And having someone in your life who has permission to call out something in your life, to tell you you're doing great, or tell you you need to work on stuff, is important. So if you don't want to have a discipleship relationship with somebody, think about starting an accountability relationship with someone. Having these connections are a fundamental part of Christianity, because God's created us not to be by ourselves. He's created us to not be better than everyone else. He's created us to need Him and need each other. Okay guys, that was your devotion for the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out all of our other stuff on the website, on the store, where you can get this super sweet stuff. Like, I'm super impressed with our shirts. Backing up in hopes that you can see this. Hopefully that didn't get just too blurry. But it's awesome. We need to thank Reed Benson and his lovely wife for translating this for us, because this is how we know that this doesn't say chicken in Chinese, unless Reed did that as a joke. Reed, that's not funny. Now, it is time for the question of the week. The week. Question of the week. If you could perform any form of martial arts, what would you choose? I personally would choose Krav Maga, and I've been working towards that goal of finding somewhere I can learn Krav Maga for a while, because it is the style of martial arts that the Israeli army learns, and it's meant for someone who's not super strong and powerful to use the force of your enemy against them. So I feel like that would suit me, because I'm 5'4", but there's a lot of people that are bigger than me, so I could use some training in that. Okay guys, well, we hope you enjoyed all of that. As always, stay devoted.
Peace and love.